A person is responsible to prepare his heart, but how the tongue speaks is from Yahweh. All a man's ways are pure in his own view, but Yahweh weighs the spirit. If you entrust all you do to Yahweh, your plans will achieve success. Yahweh made everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of disaster. Yahweh detests all those with proud hearts. Be assured that they will not go unpunished. Grace and truth atone for iniquity, and people turn from evil through fear of Yahweh. When a man's ways please Yahweh, he makes even the man's enemies be at peace with him. Better a little with righteousness than a huge income with injustice. A person may plan his path, but Yahweh directs his steps. Divine inspiration is on the lips of the king, so his mouth must be faithful when he judges. The balance and scales of justice have their own origin in Yahweh. All the weights in the bag are his doing. It is an abomination for a king to do evil, for the throne is made secure by righteousness. The king should delight in righteous lips, and he should love someone who speaks what is right. The king's anger is a herald of death, and one who is wise will appease it. When the king's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like the clouds that bring spring rain. How much better than gold is it to gain wisdom? Yes, rather than money, choose to gain understanding. Avoid evil in the highway of the upright. He who watches his step preserves his life. Pride goes before destruction, and arrogance before failure. Better to be humble among the poor than share the spoil with the proud. He who has skill in a matter will succeed. He who trusts in Yahweh will be happy. A wise-hearted person is said to have discernment, and sweetness of speech adds to learning. Common sense is a fountain of life to one who has it, whereas fools are punished by their own folly. A wise man's heart teaches his mouth, and to his lips he adds learning. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweet to the taste and healing for the body. There can be a way which seems right to a person, but in its end are the ways of death. A working man's appetite acts on his behalf because his hunger presses him on. A worthless person digs up evil gossip. It is like scorching fire on his lips. A deceitful person stirs up strife, and a slander can separate even close friends. A violent man lures his neighbor astray and leads him into evil ways. One who winks knowingly is planning deceit. One who pitches his lips together has already done wrong. White hair is the crown of honor obtained by a righteous living. He who controls his temper is better than a war hero. He who rules his spirit better than one who captures a city. One who casts lots into one's laps, but the decision comes from Yahweh. Better a dry piece of bread with calm than a house full of food, but also full of strife. An intelligent slave will rule a shameful son and share the inheritance with the brothers. The crucible tests silver and the furnace tests gold, but the one who tests hearts is Yahweh. An evildoer heeds wicked things, a liar listens to destructive talk. He who mocks the poor insults his maker. He who rejoices in calamity will not go unpunished. Grandchildren are the crown of the aged, while the glory of children is their ancestors. Fine speech is unbecoming to a boor, and even less lying lips to a leader. A bribe works like a charm in the view of him who gives it. Whoever it turns, it succeeds. He who conceals an offense promotes love, but he who harps on it can separate even close friends. A rebuke makes more impression on a person of understanding than 100 blows on a fool. An evil person seeks only rebellion, but a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Rather meet a bear robbed of its cubs than encounter a fool in his folly. Evil will not depart from the house of him who returns evil for good. Starting a fight is like letting water through a dike. Better stop the quarrel before it gets worse. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous both alike are an abomination to Yahweh. Why would a fool wish to pay for wisdom when he has no desire to learn? A friend shows his friendship at all times. It is for adversity that such a brother is born. He who gives his hand to guarantee a loan for his neighbor lacks good sense. Those who love quarreling love giving offense. Those who make their gates tall are courting disaster. A crooked-hearted person will find nothing good, and the perverse of speech will end in calamity. He who fathers a fool does so to his sorrow, and the father of a boor has no joy. A happy heart is good medicine, but low spirits sap one's strength. From under a cloak a bad man takes a bribe to pervert the course of justice. The discerning person focuses on wisdom there before him, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. A son who is a fool means anger for his father and bitterness for the mother who gave him birth. To punish the innocent is not right. Likewise, to flog noble people for the uprightness. A knowledgeable person controls his tongue, and a discerning person controls his temper. Even a fool, if he stays silent, is thought wise. He who keeps his mouth shut can pass for smart. He who separates himself indulges his desires and shows contempt for sound advice of any kind. A fool takes no pleasure in trying to understand. He only wants to express his own opinion. When a wicked person comes, contempt comes too, and with disdain, provocation. The words of a man's mouth are deep water, gushing torrent, fountain of wisdom. It is not good to be partial to the guilty, and thus deprive the innocent of justice. A fool's words get him into fights. Yes, his mouth calls out for a beating. A fool's mouth is his ruin. His words are a trap for him. A slanderer's words are tasty morsels. They slide right down into the belly. Whoever is lazy in doing his work is brother to the destroyer. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. A righteous person runs to it and is raised high above danger. The wealth of the rich is a fortified city, like a high wall in his own imagination. Before being ruined, a person's heart is proud. Before being honored, a person must be humbled. To answer someone before hearing him out is both stupid and embarrassing. A person's spirit can sustain him when ill, but a crushed spirit, who can bear it? The mind of a person with a discerning gets knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. A person's gift clears his way and gives him access to the great. The first to state his case seems right till the other one comes and cross-examines, casting lots to end strife and separate powerful disputants. It is harder to win an offended brother than a strong city. Their fights are like the bars of a fortress. A person's belly will be filled with the fruit of his mouth. With what his lips produce, he will be filled. The tongue has power over life and death. Those who indulge in it must eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. He has won the favor of Yahweh. The poor man speaks beseechingly. The rich man's answer is blunt. Some friends pretend to be friends, but a true friend sticks closer than a brother.